Thank you very much, Mike, for an inspiring, precise, and very quantitative analysis of the situation. And thank you, Suhasini, for asking such penetrating questions. I couldn't agree more. I think the technology exists. I think the financing is eminently doable by good grace. I happen to be an engineer and ex-banker myself. So I think Mike's exactly spot on. Let me give you an example of what we're doing in Tamil Nadu. We're already the highest renewable energy state in India. About 30% of our energy comes from wind, solar, hydro. If India is going to get there by 2070, my chief minister says we must get there 20 years ahead because we're that much more developed a state. There's a lot of cost reduction, a lot of newer technologies in solar and wind and offshore wind, in promising technologies like wave. We too have the great luxury of high levels of insulation, relatively large area of land, relatively large coastline. So our ambition is to get to fully renewable and solve the problem of volatility and variability. What time of the day the sun shines and when the wind blows, with better storage. Storage in batteries, storage in green hydrogen, ammonia, other products. But I think there's an equally important component which Mike touched on, which is the distributed generation and distributed usage. So we're looking at both in terms of solar on a village by village level, as well as wet waste to energy and conversion of existing dump yards, basically, to energy. There's a lot of promising technologies. Big oil companies like Shell now have technologies for generating drop-in tank fuel from processing bio-waste. So the advantages of going local, I think, echoing some of the comments Mike made, and I had a conversation with him earlier, if you can actually solve this problem of maintaining culture, maintaining continuity, getting the full experience of human beings working together, while allowing people to stay in their homes, in their villages, taking care of their families, their farms, then you've solved one of democracy's biggest problems. Because you have now very uneven development, uneven growth, concentration of work opportunities, concentration of wealth, and the ability to distribute high-paid, high-skilled jobs remotely is a huge game changer for democracy, not just for the industry. Likewise, I think in the energy space, the more we do diversified generation and local use, we reduce the transportation, we reduce the leakage. In a place like Tamil Nadu, we have probably 30% line loss. That's from active subsidy to outright theft. The less we transmit these, the less likely those losses are going to be. And we are able to create self-reliance and diversification, right? We have one plant go down now and, 3 districts will be shut off. If we have diversified generation, even weather events are much easier to overcome. I think policies need to be thoughtful, right? Public transportation, if done right, if done like a Scandinavian model in a state like Tamil Nadu, where 50% of the population lives in urban areas, would be a huge game changer. It would solve so many problems. We have started with free bus travel for women in urban areas after my chief minister made the decision. It has empowered so many people. It has given women so much freedom. We're doing a case study now where they don't need to ask anybody's permission to go to work. They can, go at flexible hours. And it's much better for society because we have less crowding, less number of vehicles on the street, etc. So public policy done right and done without thumbs on scales, I think, as was cited here, really would tell you that this is not just the cheapest, not just the best, not just the most efficient, but the most equitable way of, generating energy and running a scale economy. At the end, in all of this, it comes down to the ability to deploy, the ability to execute. This is what we face every day. By great coincidence, since I was here today, I just stepped out for a little while and I had a conversation with the former Prime Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh. And this is exactly what we talked about, that everybody has ideas, everybody has theory, everybody has knowledge. Whether it's running a party or whether it's running the government, the question is, can you execute? Can you deploy? In Tamil Nadu, for example, my biggest concern is that we are fixing our finances so rapidly that our capital expenditures will go up 4x in 3 years. We don't have the consultants. We don't have the ability to monitor these things. We don't have the contractors. We don't have the scale, and we need to start planning for it now, because at that time it'll be too late. So I think as much as it's about engineering, as much as it's about finance, it is about disciplined execution and the ability to administer a vision or execute a vision, and get it actually all the way to completion. And I'm hopeful that with people like Mike, with the kinds of dialogues we have here, with the engagement of public servants, myself, many from Telangana, some from other states, that we see this as an inspiration. This is certainly the way to go. Some of us will get there earlier than others, but all of us need to get there eventually. And it's eminently doable, whether it's recycling of water, whether it's public transport, whether it's renewable energy. All these are achievable in my lifetime, not till 2070, which certainly my lifetime doesn't extend to that. So I want to thank Suhasini again, and Mike, and of course Lisa and the team for setting up this inspiring and brilliant conversation, and for asking me to give the word of thanks. Thank you.